What's going on, everybody? In this week's video, we are continuing on with our suggested topics from the community. So if you're new to this, what I've been doing is posting every Sunday that I am looking for video ideas. Now, I like doing this because it puts the power to you guys on what kind of content that I put out, rather than me just sitting around trying to figure out what I want to put out. And it's basically just me putting out what I want to put out rather than you guys seeing what you want to see. So for this week's video, we're going to check out the request from Evo S, how to save money in old school. Like, I have a compulsion to spend it on buyables for diaries. I'm base 73 and a bit over 1900 total, and I'm always selling and buying optimal gear for instant Slayer tasks. How do I get the correct mentality? Do I buy and lock the piece until I get an upgrade, then lock that in? Thanks. Well, in this video, we're going to answer your question, Evo. But first, a quick message from our sponsor of today's video.
Today's video is brought to you by eWin Racing, right there. They make awesome gaming chairs like this one I'm sitting in, and they make great gaming desks. This thing is so durable, it can support a 190-pound human being. That's me. Just like every other office chair, eWin Racing chairs go up and down. But this one goes up and down a lot better than the other ones. You know what else it does? It does this. You can go all the way back, and then you can fall asleep. Not only can you fall asleep in your chair, you can also fall asleep on your desk in your chair at the same time. You know what else this chair does? It actually goes all the way up too. So if you want to sit like this, you can. I mean, we're all gamers, so we have terrible posture anyway. So what are you waiting for? You can grab one of these chairs and sit however you want, whether it be all the way back, in the middle, all the way up, or if you want to have back problems in your late 40s. But seriously, their chairs are amazing. They are incredibly comfortable. I mean, check out this leather. It is so pretty. Isn't it pretty? Say it's pretty. It is pretty. I know it's pretty because I'm looking at it. Not only are they pretty, but they're also affordable. You can get one of these for the fraction of a price of one of those secret chairs that you find on the internet because they're super secret, but they're really expensive and nobody wants to pay that much for a gaming chair. So you can pay a lot less for one of these, but still have the same level of comfort. So if you or somebody you know is looking for a gaming chair that you can do this in, check out the links in the description below. Because if you do that, then you can go check them out on the eWin Racing site, and then you can use code AsukaYen for 20% off of your entire purchase, whether it be a chair, a desk, or 6 chairs and 5 desks.
So our friend Evo is constantly shuffling gear, trying to get things for different Slayer tasks, maybe different bosses that they want to do. So how do we eliminate that? That's what we want to get to the bottom of in today's video. When you take a step back, RuneScape is just like the real world. You have to spend money to make money, you have to make money to buy things you want, and you have to do activities to earn that money to buy what you want. You can kind of think of the Grand Exchange in RuneScape as sort of like the stock market. You go there, you spend your money on things, and now we have a tax on it, which is really stupid, but hey, I don't make the decisions around here. But you can still go there and buy the things you need, sell other things off at different prices based on what you might think they're valued at, but really the community, or rather the pricing algorithm, has the say in that. But regardless, you're still there selling and buying things just as you would in real life. Now, when I started out playing old school RuneScape like 6 or 7 years ago, I don't know, whenever it was, I took a step back from the time that I used to play. I used to do a lot of PKing. I used to do a lot of staking. I used to have no money all of the time because I wasn't responsible with it. When I started old school RuneScape, I took a look at it and said, you know what? I'm going to treat this just like real life. So what I did from there was I started budgeting my money in RuneScape. How do you do that? Well, you have to decide on what activities that you want to do. For me, my favorite skill has always been Slayer, so I wanted to put all of my efforts towards Slayer. I wanted to make my account better so I could get a higher Slayer level, do more bosses, more activities, and then make the money to go on to endgame content, which at the time really wasn't that much because we didn't have raids, Theater of Blood, anything like that. Now, when I say treat it like real life, you're not going to go out and buy yourself a brand new car off the dealership lot and then drive it home, and then 6 or 7 days later, you see something like another car. Be like, I really want that car. So you're not gonna turn around and sell your brand new car you just bought, because when you drive it off the lot, it devalues by a lot of money. So you lose a lot of money there. Now, the RuneScape economy can work the same way. Most of the time, if you go buy something like an Armadillo chestplate for the market value, the chances are, if you go and sell it right back, you are not going to get that money back. It's going to be worth a little bit less because people are willing to pay a little bit less than maybe you were. Now you can argue that if you change your mind and you want to slow sell it, you might get your money back. That is a possibility, but if you have to turn around and sell it right back for something else, you're probably not going to get that money back, or you're going to have to wait and do that activity that you wanted to do later. So here's my first tidbit of advice for you. Stop buying gear and selling it based on the prices at the time. Most of the time, if you go buy something like a full Bandos set, you want to go to General Gardor and get some kills in. If you go buy that full Bandos set and then you go get nothing for 50 kills or something like that, and you're like, oh, well, I'm bored of that. Let me go sell my Bandos back. Chances are you're going to lose money on that. So then you're going to be out a million GP or so, or however much it is. Now, over time, if you keep doing that, you're going to watch your money dwindle away pretty slowly, but it will be gone eventually. And then you'll be like, oh my God, where did all my money go? And then you have to look back and think, oh, maybe it's because I kept buying and selling stuff, getting rid of it a short time afterwards without really thinking about it. That is where your money goes. And I did used to have that problem myself, but I don't anymore. So how do you eliminate that? Well, you lock in gear. That is exactly what I do with every single item I buy. I have pretty much everything I need. I'm working on saving for Torva right now. I'm working on saving for Zerite Vambraces, the crossbow. When I buy something, I keep it. It is never to be sold. I'm always going to have a reason to use it for something or other. I even have stuff in my bank that you might think, oh, you're never going to use that again, but I end up using it all the time, actually. And an example of that would be like a set of Daroks. I don't PK. I don't really need Daroks in my bank all of the time, but sometimes I need to go to the Nightmare Zone, grab some points so I can buy redirection scrolls or anything that might be useful from the Nightmare Zone. So I always have that set of Daroks in my bank for when I need it. What about item price fluctuations? I still don't sell my items. You guys remember a little while ago when the Armadillo crossbow went up to like 70 mil or something like that? I bought mine for 20 mil years ago, and I still have that same exact Armadillo crossbow. I'm not concerned with price fluctuations on things. Well, you might say, well, you could have sold it then and then bought it back later and had a nice chunk of profit. You're right, I could have, but that completely defeats how I play the game and how I keep my items, how I always have what I need, because maybe it doesn't go back down. Maybe I've sold it and it just keeps going higher and then settles at a higher price. Well, then to buy it back, I have then lost money. My mentality is to buy gear, keep it forever, and I'll always have it. I'll never have to worry about the price fluctuation if I don't care about it. I don't care how much something fluctuates. I'm still going to keep that item that I bought. If you look at it that way, you'll never have to concern yourself with how much something is going up in value or how much something is going down in value. It just doesn't matter. That item is yours, you're keeping it, you'll never get rid of it, so it doesn't matter how much it goes up or goes down. Now, why did I want Bandos? I wanted Bandos because my first 99s were going to be attack, strength, and defense. Those are melee stats, and the Bandos strength bonuses are going to make that faster. The defense bonuses are great. Now, once I acquired that Bandos, okay, I can move on to the next step of my plan. Ranging was going to be my next 99, so I knew I had to get Armadillo to get there faster. So at the point that I acquired Bandos, I can then start saving for the Armadillo. Not many Slayer tasks at the time you would range, so you didn't really need really great ranging gear. Most of the tasks were melee, so I was constantly using that Bandos, constantly making more money faster to get to the Armadillo faster so I could get to 99 range faster. So I promise you, if you sit down and make a list of clear and concise goals that you want to achieve, it's going to make it that much easier for you to be comfortable with locking in your gear and having it available to you at all times, no matter the price fluctuations. And my last piece of advice is going to be pick up everything that is worth something. Bring high alchemy with you all the time. You have no idea how much this stuff adds up. You can think about it in terms of, oh, I left that adamant chain body on the ground, it's not worth anything. Maybe that mithril plate body, the adamant scimitars that I got from mutated blood velds. No, that stuff adds up over time, and you would be blown away by how much you have probably left on the ground throughout playing RuneScape. I kid you not, I see people on Slayer tasks all the time at gargoyles, or Kurosks or any of those that drop pretty decent consistent loot. People just leave their stuff on the ground. I've picked up rune items, I've picked up stacks of coins, addy items that can be out, and I'm looking at them and they're just sitting there in a fighter's torso with rune plate legs and abyssal whip or something like that. Pretty mediocre gear for what they're doing, but all while leaving all this money on the ground. And it really happens a lot more than you might think. So picking up your stacks of coins, picking up all of your alkables, all of your stackable items like runes, even elemental runes, over time from Dust Devil tasks, you can accumulate hundreds of thousands of earth runes and fire runes. And once you get all of those, you'd be surprised at how big of a chunk of change that you can get from selling, for example, 500,000 fire runes at a time. I've done that and it even surprised me. It's extra money in the bank. Stop leaving your stuff on the ground. So those are my 3 tips for you, Evo. Make sure that you are locking in your items, make sure to have a plan, and make sure to pick up a lot of drops that you think might not be worth something, because in time they do accumulate and they do add up. Some of you out there may entirely disagree with this methodology, but I'm telling you 100% it works for me, and it will work for you too if you stick with it. This method has helped me accumulate over a 5 billion GP bank. I have everything I need. I may not have the current best in slot gear such as Torva or the Zerite Vambraces, but I am on my way to them, doing exactly what I told you to do in this video. So I hope I have sufficiently answered your question, Evo, and for the rest of you out there watching this video on how to be an OSRS billionaire, I hope that it also helps you guys out. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up down below, and if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check the community tab every Sunday for the weekly post of video suggestions from the community. With that, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.